Do you know one function of the IMF? In fact, first, what is the full meaning of IMF? Well, IMF simply stands for International Monetary Fund. The International Monetary Fund is an international organization that promotes global economic growth and financial stability, encourages international trade, and reduces poverty. This organization was formed in 1944, but started out in 1945 as part of the Bretton Woods Agreement. Let's explain the Bretton Woods Agreement. The Bretton Woods Agreement was signed in 1944 in New Hampshire, United States of America. It was an agreement between 44 nations at the United Nations Monetary and Financial Conference, where these countries signed an agreement to encourage international financial cooperation by introducing a system of convertible currencies at a fixed exchange rate. To achieve this goal, two organizations were created: the International Monetary Fund and the International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, which was later replaced by the World Bank. What then does the IMF do? I'll tell you. The IMF collects massive amounts of data on national economies, international trade, and the global economy in aggregate, and provide financial and economic forecasts for countries. What this means is that the IMF helps countries to be able to predict the pattern of their economies through the data that they collect. With these data and projections, loans are provided to countries that have been predicted to be entering a phase of economic doom. Let's take this example. Between 1983 and 1985, Nigeria suffered an economic crisis. When Ibrahim Babangida staged a coup to take over power from Muhammadu Buhari, whose government had put Nigeria in that situation, there was need to restructure Nigeria's economy. This led to the Structural Adjustment Program, short for SAP, by Ibrahim Babangida's government. Structural adjustment programs are loans provided by the IMF and World Bank to countries in economic distress. These loans, however, come with conditions to implement certain policies to get the loan. One of such policies is privatization and liberalizing trade. Privatization is the process of transferring ownership of government-owned assets and business to private individuals, while liberalization of trade is the removal of tariffs and non-tariff barriers in trade. The Structural Adjustment Program helped Nigeria to be able to leave the poor economic situation that it had found itself in due to its mismanagement by the Buhari regime. Nigeria is not the only beneficiary of the Structural Adjustment Program. Countries like Ghana, Sudan, Zimbabwe, Colombia, Mexico, Turkey, amongst others, have received these loans. In fact, as of 2018, India has been the highest receiver of Structural Adjustment Program loans since 1990. The IMF also provides technical training, assistance, and policy advice to member countries. The IMF is based in Washington, D.C. and is currently composed of 190 countries. As you can see, the IMF is not just an economic body. It is also very important to the government and governance of societies and countries in Africa and beyond. Now let's go over some very important points from this lesson. The International Monetary Fund was established in 1944 and African countries have benefited from the Structural Adjustment Program of the IMF. Great. I'll see you in another lesson, my friend, where we can discuss more. Bye for now.